Mike Hamilton here, Lithia Toyota, and behind me is the battle of the TRD pros. To my left is a 2022 Tacoma TRD Pro in green. To my right is a 2022 TRD Pro 4Runner in black. What is the best of the two? What is the best deal? What is the best overall vehicle? Let's go over that. I'll be right back.
Creatures of my dreams raise up and dance with me. Now and forever, I'm
All right, and I'm back here. So I would say the lighting is significantly better in the Tacoma. We have sequential signals. We have LED accent lights, LED high beams and low beams, LED rigid industry fog lights on this here. This is one of 4 cameras. They both have that with trail mount monitor and bird's eye camera. Both have faux hood scoops and both have moonroof sunroofs exactly the same. They both come underneath with skid plates. They both have Fox shocks, gas charged shocks all the way around. They both have off-road tires with the TRD Pro rims on them. But you're getting LED lights, LED high beams, but incandescent turn signals. No on the 4Runner, no sequential lights or any LED accent lights on this here. You do get LED fog lights here. We do get the camera system. That's new for 2022. They put it in earlier in the Tacomas, like 2020. And then same faux hood scoop. And then you have the moonroof sunroof on top. And so kind of a toss up there, but I think the Tacoma is like slightly a little bit better on that part of it. All right, let's move on and take a look at some other things on here. So let's move on to the mirrors here. Again, we have cameras underneath, but this one has turn signal indicators. There is no turn signal indicators on this one here. Going into the passenger side of the vehicle, there is no power seats on the passenger side of this vehicle. And then you got some kind of faux soft touch hard dash here with plastics, but to look like it's leather equipped. They both come moonroof sunroof. They both have all their crawl controls. This is all electronic shifting in here. You can see all the extras on here, all the buttons there. This is dual climate controls. The only power seat is the driver's seat here. So moving on to the back here, we have nothing for the rear passengers. You got a couple bottle holders. There's no center armrest on here. There's a hard backing, so you need storage, but there's no air vents, no charging ports for your rear passengers. So that's a minus. Nice bed on here with LED lights and bed mat on here. This is a composite bed, so definitely you would have to tow a trailer to be able to haul stuff in the 4Runner. You have class 4 tow. You have up to about 6,400 pounds of tow capacity. I think it's slightly less because of the gas charged Fox shocks on this, but this has the intercooler, oil cooler, so it could tow up a little bit more than you can in a 4Runner. So the 4Runner's got a shorter wheelbase here, so it's going to have less high centering on here. So look at the length of that wheelbase versus the length of the wheelbase on this. So this one will be better for rock crawling and getting up over things because the wheelbase is shorter. Again, they have class 4 tow up to 5,000 pounds. As far as inside cargo, the 4Runner wins on this one here. As you have inside cargo that's available on here, and then 400 watt power inverter. They have that on both. This has both carpet and all-weather floor mats. Those are all accessory options. Anyways, let's move over to the inside the back seats here. We have cup holders. Now this gives you center armrest with cup holders. You did not get that in the 4Runner. More space, way wider from back here. So definitely a lot more leg room. So more set up for having more than 2 people in it. Also getting air vents and USB-C charging ports underneath. Not an option in the Tacoma. So that the 4Runner wins on that one there. We come into this side here. It's a dual power seat setup, not just a single power seat. So 4Runner again wins on there. Last of the Mohican, so this is kind of like a preference, but I like it. So last of the physical gear shifters that are available are in this vehicle here, and it does have the same crawl controls and then pretty much the same infotainment and same amount of Toyota safety sense. So I think that's an equal tie on this vehicle here. Those Predator tube steps are just for looks. They're all show no go. A real rock slider's been nice. TRD exhaust tip on it. Let's go ahead and we're going to move into the Tacoma and talk about it from the inside here. Again, you got better, newer lighting that's been done on the Tacoma. A little bit better fuel economy. It does have blind spot monitors and rear cross traffic alert. They should both have that. Again, we have power seats with power lumbar support. We have our viewfinders here for our 360 cameras, auto dimming high beams, our 400 watt power inverter, which you have that in both power windows, power mirrors, power locks. JBL premium audio's in this one here. So you got a premium audio setup here. It's pretty much, I think this infotainment might be slightly bigger. Turn that air down a little bit so it doesn't get in the mic. So this is all similar stuff, and you know, as far as the way this is set up, so we have our blind spot monitors, ECT powers like tow haul mode, parking sonar, our rear window slider. So that's another thing back there. So this whole window, this window here, rolls down, slides. The entire window in the 4Runner rolls down. That's the 4Runner wins the day on that. Does have rear diff lockers on here. That's the same in both. And again, dual climate controls. We have our primary port for our Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Both are equipped. Qi wireless charging pad for our cell phone is in this one here. So, and then again, they both have a hard dash with a kind of a leather material to make it look like it was a natural leathers. Both come with a smart key or proximity key with push start. So that's both features. Heated seats for 3-stage in this one here. All right, let's go over the Minroni sticker. First off, let's go over what the vehicle is, the price, its safety equipment, crash safety, fuel economy. So this is a Tacoma TRD Pro 2022. It's an electric lime metallic, 4-star overall crash safety. It gets on average 20 miles per gallon, 18 city, 22 highway. It has a different powertrain and a different transmission than the 4Runner. It's a 3.5 liter V6 dual valve variable time and Atkinson cycle engine on a 6-speed transmission. After destination, MSRP on this 1000 is $50,997. Now let's go over to the 4Runner. Now this 4Runner is older technology. This thing has been around in this version of the vehicle since 2010. Tacoma was a rebuilt generation 2016. They're both long in the tooth. But this one is a 4Runner TRD Pro 2022 4x4. It has a 4.0 engine. It is a 24 valve V6 on a 5-speed transmission. Less horsepower but more torque on this vehicle. Crash safety is the same at 4 stars, but here's the where it gets less. So it's less on fuel economy, so 17 combined, 16 city, 19 highway. And then the MSRP after destination is $55,173. So as far as what I'm seeing right now, price, upgraded newer engine and transmission, I would give the Tacoma a better, as far as even the MSRP is 4,000 less or 5,000 less almost, and also newer engine design, newer transmission design. So I'm going to give the win overall as far as the Monroney sticker to the Tacoma. Let's start with the back seat in the 4Runner, because I can actually sit back here. That seat was way back for me. I mean, I'd probably want a little bit more room, but really I still have about an inch. Here we do have seat pockets for both. I mean, they absolutely give you zero, nothing, nil inside the back seats of that Tacoma. It's really tiny. So you could have an adult back here or 2 adults and they could fit comfortably. They have power, they have their own air. So this definitely wins the day, in my opinion, for that part of it. Coming to the inside here, we have both push start here. So let's look at the startup sequence. So there's our startup sequence for both screens here. Basic, let me turn the air down. So when we got the same level of Toyota safety sense in both. They're not going to have lane trace assist, both have hydraulic steering until that gets changed out. And 110%, both of these engines are going away. And so this has the cruise control, the lane departure alert, adaptive cruise control, radio information, controlling your driver's information center. Here you do have the 360 cameras and also trail monitoring cameras on both. This one here has your auto dimming rear view mirror. I think the home link that's here was on the mirror on there. A-track, which is a slick way for it to get through slippery surfaces like snow and mud, and brakes wheel at different times. And then you have rear differential locker. The crawl controls and train management are all part of this one, just like in the Tacoma. And again, we're dealing with an older technology here. We have the older 4.0 engine. It actually, to me, I like this engine a little better. If it had more speeds to the transmission, like 6 or 8, but it's less on the fuel economy than you see in the on the Tacoma's a little bit better fuel economy. So anyways, it's kind of a one give and take there. So I like this engine. I like that transmission. I think both are going to get an upgrade to probably 8 or 10 speed transmissions in their next generations. In the end, I can't make up my mind which one I like more. I think it has to do with how you're going to use it. If you need a truck and need a bed and you need to tow a little more, the Tacoma is a better setup for there. If you're trying to pay less money, the Tacoma is less than a 4Runner. If you have more than 2 people in the vehicle on a consistent basis, the 4Runner is probably a better fit for that the back seats are roomy. Again, this 4Runner comes with 2 rows. All the TRD Off-Road, TRD Pros come with 2 rows. SR5s and SR5 Premium and Limiteds could get a 3rd row option, even though it's really dinky. But something that's an option. I think this engine's a little bit more torquey and a little bit more responsive. But again, you have only 5 speeds versus 6, and so the range is quite wide through the gears there. But you can sequentially shift it. They both have incredible off-road capabilities. I would say this off-road slightly better just because it has less length in the wheelbase. The wheelbase is shorter. It's the shortest wheelbase of the off-road four-wheel drive vehicles Toyota builds. So you're going to do a little better when you're talking about boulder climbing and playing on the rocks, getting over stuff like that. So this really depends on how you're going to use it. Now, both are just incredible vehicles for holding their value in resale. Like Tacoma's #1, and it's been that way for over 20 years. 4Runner's not far behind. A lot of times it falls in second or third place. As of late, for like the last 3 or 4 years, you know, some of these vehicles have actually increased in value for customers. They actually could trade them in and, or sell them on their own and make more money than they originally paid for the vehicle. Now, addendums and all that, that's here nor there. That's dependent on the store and supply chain and demand. We have addendums, but they are negotiable if it's on the lot, and I've negotiated many times to no addendum and just MSRP when the vehicle is here and ready to be sold. We're here to sell vehicles, but when they're in transit, that's a different story. But anyways, don't shoot the messenger. That ain't my decision on that stuff. That's way above me. But anyways, if you're interested, these are available. So reach out to me and leave a message. I'll reach back out to you. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.